අම්මා කවුරුයි ඇවිල්ලාද මන්ද?
So before starting the classwork, so I need to make sure two things. So whether you can see me and hear me clearly. So I'll turn on my video. Just make sure that you can see me clearly first. Can you guys see me clearly? I guess yes, right? If you can see me and hear me clearly, raise your hands. Everyone raise your hands if you can see me and hear me clearly. Okay, I guess fine. So everything's fine. So okay. So let's continue with our classwork. So you can put down your uh, hands. So we have enough amount of participants. So before starting the classwork, I have to talk something in general. So today we are going to have 100% free workshop. So this is planned to be a 3-day workshop. So this is planned to be a 3-day workshop. So we'll have classes. We'll have two more classes together. So I hope you guys join that as well. So within that, so before starting the class itself, I have to tell you something. So this is a promotion. This is a promotion for the new year. For the new year. So what is the new year? The 2025. The 2025 grade 11 batch. So we already have our grade 10 batch. They are moving to the grade 11 as well. So with that, to add more students to our class, so we are having this workshop kind. So we are having this workshop to add more students to our classes. So at the beginning of the class itself, so you have to have one thing in mind. So if I am the guy who can make you understand IT easily, so you are going to come to my classes. That's the thing, right? If you understand what I teach, so that's where you come to my class, or else there's no use. There's no connection between me and you. So at the moment itself, at this moment itself, I have to tell you something. So at the end of this workshop, so the lesson we are going to do within this workshop is one of the most important lesson, which is going to get you 13 marks from your order. So 13 out of 100. So it's not going to be divided, straight 13 marks. So I am going to help you get these 13 marks within three classes. So within the three classes, I'll do the theory part, I'll do the needed explanation. So this is a practical lesson. We'll do the practical part as well. We'll do questions from the past papers within the class within 3 days. So this is my promise. So within while doing this, the ultimate output is the last workshop we had. So the last year, so in that as well, I did the same lesson. So I did the same lesson for the grade 11. So that was a revision batch. So that was the last workshop I did. So for the revision batch, so the students who joined the workshop, around 80% of them joined the classes as well. And the marks out of 13 was 13 or 12. So they got at least 13 marks. From what? From the oral papers that we did within the class time. So what I hope is, so that will happen to you as well eventually. But what I need from you is your 100% attention on classwork. So your attention is very much important. So before diving into the lesson, so I have to teach you few things. Why? You are grade 11 now. Yeah, grade 11. So grade 10 was something different and grade 11 is something totally different. So grade 11, so in grade 10, you may have enough time to do your extracurricular work. You may have done any sport or any aesthetic subject. So you will have that time. You will have enough time. But when you come to grade 11, especially the last 6 months, so your O level is not going to be postponed. So this year, the 2024 O level is going to be around March. So that is also fixed. The dates are released. So your O level is going to be the next year. It will be most probably on December, I guess. With the change of the government, it will come back. The time will come back. It will be mostly on December. Whatever happens, it is our duty to be ready to the O levels before December, on or before December. So what I am teaching is ICT. So I'll make sure that if you join my class, I can make sure that what you are ready for that. So as you are grade 11, so I have to share you something. So first of all, let me share my screen. So wait, so give me some time. Okay, so this is what we are going to look through. So O-level paper structure and the marks allocation. So why am I starting with this point? So why am I starting it with this? So the reason is, so this is the final thing that you are going to what? Face. Ultimately, this is going to be the final thing you are going to face. Whatever you do now is just what? Preparation for this exam for the O levels. So apart from your extracurricular, whatever you do in this age is related to O levels. So let's first of all discuss the paper structure. So this is something you pretty already know. So we'll just go through this. Okay. So I have included some extra point as well. So that's why. So the types of questions that we are going to get. The types of questions. So first of all, we get 40 MCQs, as you all know. That's common within all the subjects. So next is compulsory question. So this is compulsory. The compulsory question breaks down into 10 parts, 2 marks each. You get 20 marks out of this. And the essay part, having 10 marks each, you get how many essay type questions? You get 6 essay type questions. You are going to answer only 4 of them. So in my class, so I most probably tell you what's going to come on your O levels. So I promise that already because your O level paper structure. So I'm not a sorcerer or something. So how do I know that? How do I know what's going to come on your O levels? Because your O level paper structure is almost similar. So I have written the O levels and I have predicted what's going to come. Yeah. So that was where I am. I was That was for a question asked by a student. So now I am in Colombo. So okay. However, so there are 40 MCQs. There's one compulsory question, and you have 4 essay type questions to answer. Among 6, you have to answer 4 essay type questions. So the time allocation for the whole paper. So I guess you have to stop the annotation, or else I'll have to. So time allocation. So for the time allocation, the whole paper is having just 3 hours. You are going to have 3 hours. That is more than enough time. Having 3 hours for this paper is more than enough. So they have enough time for you to answer the paper and for you to check the paper. So that's 100% sure you are not going to have a time issue. The time issue most probably comes from the part one of the paper. So part two of the paper is very time friendly. So what's time friendly? So you have no issues regarding time. Whatever happens, you can manage it within the 2 hours. So even if you make a mistake, even if you make mistakes in every question, if you forgot something, you have enough time to remind everything. You have enough time to do a question twice, thrice. So you have enough time with the part two. The people, the students, most of the students, where they miss is the part one. So I have a chart for you to show. So this is what I predict. So not I predict. So this is your O-level MCQ structure. The MCQ structure is like this. So give me 1 minute. So give me 1 minute. Let me put my So this is how your MCQ paper is going to be. So this is how your MCQ paper is going to be. The first question. So just think this is the first question. So this from 0. So this side is going to be questions. So this time. So this is what I have to say. Not the time, sorry, the hardness. The hard will go like this. And the question. So question number 1, 2, 3, up to question number 15. Up to how much? Question number 15, which is among almost here. So we'll mark it here. So 15. So just assume that 15 is here. So until question number 15, your MCQ paper questions are pretty much what? Basics. Until question number 15, the lessons they test is the basic. So not only they ask from different lessons, so I'll tell you what lessons they test. So that will be exclusive in our so I have a video regarding that as well. I can share it with you if you want. So what question do they ask in every MCQ. So that's different. So we'll come to the hardness. So up to this portion, what they ask is the basic part. What is basic? Some general knowledge questions, not just general related to ICT, but those are the easiest questions. So how many minutes do we get to answer? Just 60, right? 60 minutes. So within 60 minutes, what the students assume is, they think that how much? You have how many questions? You have 40 questions. So if you divide, so you get around 1.5 minutes. So we'll assume 1.5 minutes. So if you take 1.5 minutes for this question, you get stuck here. That's the point what I'm trying to explain. If you take 1.5 minutes for this part, what happens is you get stuck at this portion. So what I say is, these questions, the first 15 questions, the time you have to allocate is around 30 seconds. Why am I telling like that? So is the 30 seconds enough? So you'll have a doubt like that. Is the 30 seconds enough? It's more than enough. Just after I do this class, after I finish it, turn a past paper, and just look whether you, so 30 seconds is not for the whole 15 minutes, the 15 questions. So 30 seconds for one question. Okay, 30 seconds for one question. So 30 into 15. So maximum you can take 30 to 45 seconds. So that's what I say. And the next what? And the next questions until the 30 to 40. So we'll come up next 50. Here we have the 40. So these questions are intermediate level. These are intermediate level. So you can take around what? So you can take around how many minutes for these questions? You can take around more than, so you can take around 1.5 minutes, 1.30, 1.5 minutes. So that's enough. So if you allocate 2 minutes for this question, it will be more suitable. That's 200. So 1.5 minutes is also too much. So 1 minute for this question and 1.5 minutes for this. So this will depend from 1.5 to 2. Why? In these questions, from the question number 30 to question number 40, this is where you can make mistakes. Why? These are practical scenario based questions. These are from the lesson called programming. That is the first lesson you study. That's in school. According to your school syllabus, that's the first lesson. So in my class, what I start is from HTML. So I teach this later. So this not exactly 10 questions. They ask around 8 to 9 questions. So this is where you can make mistakes. So this is the hardest portion of what? Yeah, MCQ. So this is where you have to allocate 1.5 to 2 minutes. So if you can do this paper with the time schedule that I have given you, you have enough time to check the paper. You can remain at least 10 minutes to check the paper, just to recheck the paper. So what I suggest is, while doing the answers itself, so you have to mark it in a, you know how you mark it. So you'll have 4 circles like this. You have to put a cross on one. So that's the oral paper marking. So while marking your answers on the MCQ, what you have to do is you have to check it. So while doing the paper itself, you have to check it once. And the last time, after you finish the whole paper, there is where you have enough time to check the whole paper again. So that's what we call what? So that's where you get the A pass. You can confirm your A pass. So what I suggest is you have to get around 35 out of 40. So you can get this. This is easy. So you can get more than 35. So that's all regarding the MCQ. So we'll go down. So next is the compulsory question. So compulsory question consists of how many subparts? It consists of 10 subparts. So within these 10 subparts, there are lots of lessons included. For example, so question number 1 to 10 subparts consist of number systems, what? Logic gates. So these are the common lessons you have already learned in grade 10. SDLC, ports. So this is from the second lesson, fundamentals of a computer system. So ports are from the fundamentals of computer. So this is not ports. So this is computer ports. Huh? So the other is word processing. So they ask maximum one question from word processing. So This all you have learned in grade 10. So internet and email, you learn this in grade 11. So graphic is multimedia, programming, and database. So these are the lessons. So within these compulsory questions, around 5 lessons you have already learned in grade 10. Around 6 maybe. You have learned around 6 lessons. Only 4 lessons are remaining. So the syllabus of grade 11 is smaller than grade 10. So what we do is we try to finish this within 8 months. We try to finish the syllabus within 8 months while doing. So there are students of my class as well who have joined this. Okay, around 8 to 9 months is what we allocate for the what for the syllabus. So after that, what we do is we try to do with the papers. We go on with the papers. That's what we do, because paper is what makes you go to that A pass. So next is the essay type question. So within the essay type question, I can't confirm that this is going to come, this is not going to come, but I can confirm that the 4 basic questions are going to come. So the common lessons that you see in your past papers from 2016 to 2023 is, so 2024 exam is not yet done. So these are the lessons: database, SDLC, programming, internet and society, electronic spreadsheet. So uh, these lessons, every single lesson here comes. But how do they come? They change. But there are some lessons that does not change. That's going to come confirm. That's going to be like database, programming, electronic spreadsheet, and web design. So these 4 lessons are going to come on your O levels for sure. But so this is very much important for you to know. Why? Because you are going to answer these 4 questions. Whatever you study, most probably programming you will skip. Most of the students do that. They skip that question. So instead of that, you can do this lesson, this and SDLC. These two comes together. ICT and society and SDS. So those two parts come together. So we will learn every single lesson that's going to come. And before your exam, I'll tell you what to choose and what not to choose. So what I recommend is skipping the programming question is what I prefer. So for my students to do. So however, we'll continue with the classwork. So that's something unnecessary. So what I am going to do now is I am going to explain you the syllabus. So I'm going to explain you the paper structure. So that's what leads you to the syllabus. So one more thing. So as many students have asked, so where am I from? So I am from Colombo. So I am Shabir. That's my name. So I have already have done classes for many batches. So you are going to be my third batch. So for the annual year, what 2024 is going, 2025 is going to be our levels. So 2025 is going to be our levels. So you must be ready before that. Before the end of 2025, you must be ready. So that's it. So I'm doing A levels now. So I'm doing A levels here in Colombo, St. Peter's College. So that's it. That's it regarding me. So what is this? Allocation of marks in orders. So this is also something very much important to know. So whether you know the paper structure or not, what matters is the marks, right? What marks matter. So these are the analyses that I have made within my knowledge. So as I have examined through the O-level past papers. So when we come through this allocation of marks, so you no need to consider everything. So within grade 10, even in the grade 10 class, I have showed this. So for grade 10, what are the important lessons? What are the important lessons for grade 10? What are the lessons that students should prioritize? So grade 10 you have already done. Your grade 10 is over. But however, for my students, I showed you. So you guys also, if you have, although you have finished, so make sure to master these lessons before you start forgetting your grade 10 syllabus. So will I upload the recordings? Yeah, most probably I'll upload the recordings to the group. So for the students who request, so make sure to send messages to my host, me, not the camera. So then only I can see the messages. So that's it. Information and communication technology. That's not that important. So we'll study about the important lessons. This is an important lesson. This, 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 and this. These are the important lessons you have. There are 5 important lessons. So those are the lessons that's going to get you the marks. So these both are going to help you with essay. So you get 13 each. So this is going to come for sure, no doubt. So logic gate and these two lessons, not just the two lesson, but the whole three lessons. These three lessons are very important lessons together. What these are the lessons that you are going to get uh, to reach that A pass. Why? Others are your. So what is my O-level result? So I have a good O-level result. So I have 7 A's and 2 B's. I got 2 B's. Uh, sorry, 2 B's. I got 2 B's for literature and Sinhala. So I'm not that good at writing. So that's something apart. So I got 7 A's for all important subjects. However, so I managed to do my O levels good. So that's why I got St. Peter's here in Colombo. So I was in Kurunagala. So last year I came here to Colombo. So however, that's it about me. So fundamentals of a computer system. These three lessons are going to help you in MCQ and the compulsory question. So 80% of your MCQ, not 80%, around 60% of your MCQ is going to be within these three lessons. I can make sure this is confirmed. If you skip these three lessons before going to your MCQ paper, they are going to mess up your MCQ paper. So make sure you remember, especially the fundamentals of a computer system, you have to remember every single part because it has lots of theory, small theory parts. So for the grade 10 as well, I am about to do a free class that will be on January most probably. So for them, I will do fundamentals of a computer system. So if you want, the grade 11 students also can join. So that's it. So for grade 11 students, so I have to tell this as well for the grade 11 students of my class. So if you are coming to join, so the fee is 1,200. I guess you already know this. This is the fee and grade for the grade 11 students. So if you are grade 11, your grade 10 is free for you. So grade 10 is free. You can join the grade 10. Why is that free? Because you should not forget these lessons. So whether you join or not, so we will remind you when we start to do these 5 lessons. Other lessons is not that important because you are busy, you have work. I know when you come to grade 11, there are more lessons you have to prioritize in your levels. So while doing that, within these 5 lessons, while doing these 5 lessons for the grade 10 batch, so I'll remind you, make sure if you come join with us in the theory classes, come make sure to watch these 5 classes. So we provide recordings for free for our students, so with a time span for you to watch. So after that it will be deleted automatically, so you can get the recordings as well of these 5 lessons if you want. So uh, for grade 11, if you are asking for grade 10 recordings, we'll give you. How to join the grade 10 class? So you can join the grade 10 class. So if you are grade 11, you can continue with the grade 11. Grade 10 is free. But if you are grade 10, you no need to study grade 11. That's going to be a mess. So if you are grade 11, grade 10, just drop me a message. You know the number, right? So the admin's number. So it's in the group. So this is the number. Whatever you have to ask, you can ask through this number. So 774 6. Even now you can just drop a message, so he will make sure to respond. So this number is where you can get a contact, get any recordings through the WhatsApp group. So I'll send the recordings through the WhatsApp group for this class. So that will happen. However, so watching the live class is what matters according to me, because you ask for recordings, most of them don't watch that. So that's the fact. However, you if you have any inquiries, you can contact this now. So that's it. So shall we start HTML now? So before starting HTML, I have to show this to you. How many marks will HTML gather? The answer is 13. That's why I took this slide. 13 marks. You are going to get straight 13 marks from web designing using multimedia. So that's going to be like essay type. From the essay, you are going to get around 10. And from the MCQ, you are going to get 3. That's how the paper structure works. So however, in total, from web designing using multimedia, you are going to get 13 marks. So that's an important lesson. That's one of the most easiest lesson to score marks. So without even missing a single point, so we'll start doing our class. So welcome to the workshop. So that's what I have to say. So this is our whiteboard. This is where we so work. Okay. So let me share the so let me share the tune. So we have a tune. So yeah, grade level tunes. So this is going to be the wait. So this is the tune. Web designing using multimedia. So these tunes are made by myself. So and the admin. So we have these tunes are done. So made by us. So make sure not to take screenshots or don't copy down. Or you can't take screenshots without permission, or you can't use this even the whole tube or extracts of this in any other places. That's what I have to say. So this tube is full and full uh, made by us. So that's it. So this web designing using multimedia starts from here. So before that, what are we going to learn? What are we going to learn? We are going to learn HTML, right? So HTML consists of what? It consists of code. So what is code and what is HTML? So for example, this is a website that I have done through HTML. So this doesn't look like a website. Why? This is not that organized. But this has every basic things that a website needs. It has different sizes of text from heading sizes. So we have different colors, hot colors to cool colors. We have starting from red to blue. So we have different sizes here as well. So these are heading sizes and these are text sizes. So you learn. And we have different varieties of text. So with different font styles. And we have bold, italic, and underlined font. So we have a page break. So that's like a line going through the page. So we have centered text. We have underline. So we have paragraphs. We can make paragraphs like this. So we have a mark queue. So that's called here. You can see an end, right? So that goes through the page. So it when it goes from that side, it comes from the other side. So this is our logo. So we have inserted an image inside the website. So we have unordered lists. Unordered list means list with bullets. No, there's no order. So these are ordered lists with numbers. Numbers or however there's a order. 1, 2, 3. So likewise. Numbers, it can be alphabets A, B, C, D. Ordered list. And these are description lists. So you get them under your main description. So this is your main description and this is a sub description likewise. So you have hyperlinks. So this links takes you to our YouTube channel. So is it available? Sorry, I guess something went wrong. However, so we have hyperlinks. So this is a hyperlink. Next is a table. So it's a table. So that's it. That's all you have in your all syllabus. So I already made a website that is that has everything that is needed for your website. So this is the code that made the website. So anything is not designed. Even the colors are taken from what? Code. Okay. So this is the code that made that website. So at the end of this workshop, what should you be able to do? You should be able to make this code your own. If you are able to make this code for your own. So if you can type this for yourself, if you can do this all stuff for yourself, you are good with HTML, you are going to get full marks for HTML. That's what we need. If you can do the practical stuff using HTML, the question is a practical based question, you are 100% going to get full marks. So that's what I need. That's what I need. So I have the code. So here, I already sent a message to the group. I guess admin have sent you a message to be ready with Zoom installed, a book and a pen to have the notes, and next with an additional device if you have. So if you have an additional device, so this is not compulsory to have. This is just to increase your what? Increase your uh, effectiveness. That's it. So open Notepad. So you no need to install Sublime. That's a text editor. So I use HTML frequently, so I use a text editor. So you can use Notepad. That's enough. So this is Notepad. So here using this also you can do what? You can work with HTML. So I'll guide you step by step how you can do. Before that, we'll come back to the tube. We have a tube. So we'll go through the tube. How step by step we'll learn. So at the beginning itself, we are not going to learn what? Coding. So this is not coding. That's what we are going to learn first. So let's see what HTML is. So before starting with HTML, what is web designing using multimedia? What is web? What is a web? Web is another term for the internet. So if you are using internet, someone should design it, right? So there must be someone who designed the internet, or else there's nothing like you for you to serve to the internet. So this is what we are going to learn: how to design using internet. So what is the term multimedia? Multimedia is a technical term used to suggest what? Text, images, videos, animation, maybe voice, audio. So this is what we call multimedia. Multimedia means collection of all types of media. So that's multimedia. Multimedia is a collective term for what? All types of media. So multimedia suggests text, it suggests images, it suggests videos, it suggests animations and audio. So multimedia suggests every single type of media. Okay, so that's simply multimedia. Okay, so web designing using multimedia. So we are going to design what? We are going to design websites, web pages. So I'll tell you what websites and web pages are later. However, we are going to design web using what? Multimedia. So here we'll go from web applications. So there are web applications. So what are the web applications? So let's see. There are several web applications. Examples are as follows. So before doing that, so I told you to have a piece of paper and a book. So write down the heading web designing using multimedia. So one more thing, why do I give notes? So my notes are the shortest. So I can make sure I give you the shortest notes. Why? Because your textbook is already a note for you. So that you can take that for your study purpose. That's okay. Having my note is like a short note. So it is easy for you to sum up the lesson, just to remind the lesson, whatever you have learned. So my notes is just similar to your textbook, but I won't give the whole stuff from your text. I will only extract the important parts that is only tested in your O levels. Okay. So these parts are not that important. I'll tell you what. Just put the heading. So let's start. Web applications. So there are web applications. What are web applications? So information communication, e-commerce, entertainment, advertising. So these are the applications. What's the synonym for application? Users. What are the users of internet? Why do we use internet? So we use social media through what? Internet. We use social media through internet. We use search engines. What is the most popular search engine? If you can tell me, yeah, already good with ICT general knowledge. So what is a popular search engine that you use? Just drop me a message. So I want the class to be more active. Just drop me a message. What is the most popular search engine in the world? One of the most popular. So you everyone often use. Yeah, I got responses. Yeah, correct. Google. Google is one of the most popular search engine by whom? So that's a company. So we learn those things later. So however, Google is one of the most popular search engine. So there are lots of examples for search engines. For example, one of the most popular one is Google. So apart from that, Firefox. This is from Mozilla. Sorry, so not social media search engine. Sorry. So Microsoft Edge. Safari. These are the most popular search engines available. So Safari is only available in Mac or iOS. So that's it. So those are popular search engines. So what is social media? Social media is one of the most used uh, media that's most popular these days. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Viber, WhatsApp, Imo, so more and more. Everything what I said comes under this social media platform. So what is social media? A kind of media that helps us to connect with other people. What does Instagram provide us? So we get to know others. So that's what we can upload our own images. Even YouTube comes under social media. Why? So YouTube is not a specialized social media, but why do I say it comes under social media? Because we can interchange what? Information. So that is the basic concept of social media. So e-commerce means e-commerce is online commercial activities done through online. That's e-commerce. So other is entertainment. You know what entertainment is. I don't want to explain. So advertising. So whatever website you go now, even if you open official websites like YouTube, you get ads, right? While watching around 5 videos, you get one ad within 5 videos. So that's how they earn. So we pay YouTube not to see ads, but the companies pay YouTube to see ads, to make us watch ads. So that's how YouTube earns. So likewise, there are lots of what web applications. So are they needed? Do you need to write them in a textbook? Is there a necessity? No, not at all. Huh? Just you no need to write them. These are basic, pretty basic, simple stuff that you have to have in your head. So next is web user groups. So who are the web user groups? So this is not the list of user groups. These are classifications of user groups. So how can we classify the web users? We can classify them with their language and culture. We can classify them using their language. For example, I speak in English now. So I was speaking the whole time in English. So apart from English, I know three more languages, not three, around two. So I can speak in Sinhala, Tamil, and English. So these are the subjects I can speak fluently. So if there's any website in Japanese, so it will be something like I can't read that actually. However, I can't read or write. So that's not what something suits me. So web user groups is used to classify the suitable website for the suitable person. So you're in Sri Lanka, right? You're in Sri Lanka now. So most of the websites, if you turn on, even Google, if you open Google's login page, first at first sight, what do you see? You see Sinhala text. You see Sinhala. Why is that? Because Sinhala is the most used language in Sri Lanka. So more than English, people use Sinhala. So that's the reality. So in that case, Google knows that. Google knows that what? Most of the people in Sri Lanka uses Sinhala as their first language. So it provides you with a Sinhala interface first. So at the corner, you have a logo like this. You have a logo like this language. It will be like Basha. Be like Basha or something. Yeah. It will be like this. If you click on this, you can change your language. So that is what? That is what? That is how we can categorize the web user groups. So next is age. So for example, just look through ads. So through YouTube, while you scroll through YouTube, if you are within the age of what 1 to 10, if you are within the age of 1 to 10, I guess. So what kind of ads you get? You get ads of that uh, jam, cereals. You get ads of cereals, cornflakes. Those are the ads you get. So you get what? Advertisements of what? If you are watching Coco Melon and those kind of uh, kid entertainment videos. So if you are watching rhymes or something, you get ads related to that. But at the same time, if you are watching, so if I am watching a full course of Python programming, if I am watching a course like that, the ad I get is regarding AI, so web designing using AI. Python programming courses. So those are the ads I get. So everything is what classified according to age, educational level, gender. So if you are a girl, so if in my case, so I am a boy, so I never get ads regarding makeups. So I don't get ads. I don't get dolls or teddy bears. I don't get those kind of ads. I never got them. So that why is that? Because my phone, in my phone, so I have my personal phone. So in my phone, my the one who is controlling the web. So there are people, there are powerful people who has. So there are algorithms, not just the people. There are algorithms where you work. So according to the content you search, according to what you watch. So have you ever noticed this? Why if you search for a product in YouTube, just try to do this. If you have the YouTube app, if you have the YouTube app, and yeah, Daraz app. Daraz is a e-commerce site, so that's famous in Sri Lanka. So if you search something, search a product like badminton racket, so badminton shuttle, or something related to that is available in Daraz. You just search this 10 times and you go to the Daraz app. While opening the Daraz app itself, the first ad you see is a badminton racket. I can make sure this is going to work 100%. You see this, and what you maybe you are already seen this. You have already seen this. Not just one time. I have seen this in my life more than 100 times, and they will have a card like offer. This is just what 18,000 or some kind of amount. You'll see this kind of stuff. So this is working through algorithms. So while studying this lesson, you don't just study the basic. You study the exoskeleton. You study every basic stuff which is necessary for you to further continue your studies with HTML. So this is how we divide the web user groups. These are not that important, but however, in MCQ, sometimes they test this in your levels. So write them down. So write them down soon. So this is how in my theory classes, how it works is, so I tell you to write down what I have highlighted. So if you finished, so you can raise your hands. So if more than 3 students raise the hand, I go to the next part. That's how it works. So make it fast because we have a part to complete within today. So within the class itself, so now I am teaching, so I have done classes already, I have done workshop already. But however, so I usually ask this. So if I have something to improve in my teaching, so listen while writing. Huh? So if you have something for me to tell me to improve my teaching, or if I need to use any other language, or if I need, if you need anything, if you have doubts, if you have any kind of questions, just make sure to drop me a message. Huh? So I guess I haven't given you the permission to unmute because this is not a paid class. So I don't know everyone that who have joined here. So there are people who make fun as well. That's the reason. So I guess one student have finished. So others also make it fast. So I'll wait until one more student finishes. Okay, right? I guess enough time. So that's enough. So let's move on. Okay, so let's move. So you can put your hands down. So web content. So rather than showing this to you, it's better to show this. So web content, a web. So we'll just forget this. So we'll go through a live website. What will we go through? So we'll go to a website that does not need login. So we, uh, I don't know whether you have to log in or not. So okay, let's. It's better we go to our YouTube channel. So this is it. So this is also what a website. How do I say that? You will say the YouTube is app, right? YouTube is not an app, it's a website. So this now what I have joined is the YouTube website. So what can you see here? What are the things you can see? So I'll name one by one. So you see here is text. Can you see text? I have highlighted. So ICT made easy. That is text. So what is this? It is an image. Here what you can see. So this is the image. So what you can see here is the image. So here using what? See what? Hyperlinks. So this will take us to what? It will take us to the Instagram page of our class. So it will take you to Instagram page. So Instagram is a website as well. Instagram, Meta. From Meta is also a website. So YouTube is a website. Instagram, every single social media you use now is a website. So next, what you see here? Videos. You can see videos here. You see playlists. So what else you see? You see pretty you these are multimedia, right? Simply these are multimedia. You see emojis here. Can you see emojis here? So this is my about. So within this has everything. So this has uh this is divided into paragraphs. So likewise, these are what? Everything here is website. So these are what? Web content. We call them what? Web content. So we'll go back to the tune. So you can uh, see the same thing here. You see images, text. So here there are a copyright update as well. In this YouTube, you don't see a copyright update. So there are some website that shows copyright updates. Can you see here? See here. Can you see this? I have highlighted. So I'll copy this and I'll zoom that. So if you want, I can copy that and zoom. Or else you can't see that, right? So give me a second. So I'll paste it. What is this? So this is what I copied from that YouTube site. So what is this? This shows. This shows what? This shows. Can you see this C mark? C here. Can you see the C here? Wait. Can you see the C here? This symbolizes what? Copyright. So what is the this copyrighted for 2024? This is the owner of that copyright. So in most of the websites you see this, okay? So in some websites they don't show that, but most of the websites there's a copyright page as well. So I just wanted to show that to you. That's it. So that's not that important. So however, so we'll come back to the tube. So just write this down as well. In the web you see these kind of content. So these are not important. These are nothing to memorize or study. Sorry. So so what you have to do is just to remember. So even copyright, that last part is not necessary. So the last line is not necessary. Just write down text, images, sound, those are what we do. So write that down fast and raise your hand. So we'll go to important stuff. So we are few steps behind uh, to HTML. So next part what we are going to learn is called as content management. So after content management, after learning content management, we are straightly heading forward to HTML. So the next full session will be 100% HTML. So in this session, the last part will be regarding HTML. We are going to do the practical part. So today we are going to complete the basics, and the next week we are going to do the whole HTML part. And for the third class, around 1 hour I'll do the HTML, and the next 1 hour it will be paper discussion. So however, so I guess most of you have finished. So you can put down your hands, and while listening to me, just while I am speaking, just drop me a message. How is the workshop going? Is it interesting, or should I do something uh, that should I explain more? Is it enough, or is it too fast or too slow? However, whatever you want, tell me. Can tell me. I'll give you 2 minutes. Usually in my theory classes as well, I give you breaks. Huh? So yeah, thank you. Interesting and clear. So others also drop me a message within just 2 minutes. I'll get just 2 minutes for Interesting and straight to the point. Yeah, thank you. So others also just drop your comments. Okay, interesting and good. All clear, sir. Okay, fine. So let's move on. Oh, yeah, I got one more message. It's really interesting. Hope to join the theory sessions. So clear that the uh, so clear than the teachers in our school. So what school are you from? In my school as well, the IT teacher was a bit bad. So other than that, so in the school now I'm going St. Peter's Colombo. So one of the best teachers I've ever met is my IT teacher. So maybe it's the reason. The reason is my passion for ICT. Maybe that's the reason. Or however, he's a very good teacher. Yeah, from Wisdom College, Nigam. That's a good school, right? Wisdom College is a famous school in Nigam. So I have been to Nigam for a huge time. So my mother is from Nigam. However, so content management. So we'll come. So I'll give you a break after completing this content management part. So that's not a huge break within just 3 minutes. 3 minutes to drink some water and come back to the place. So yeah, I need to log in. However, so this is our Instagram page. Make sure to follow this. So to be just uh, connected to us. So this is our Instagram page. This is our YouTube page. We have a Facebook page as well. So make sure to subscribe and make sure to stay connected. So make whatever you didn't, whether you followed us in Instagram or Facebook, it doesn't matter. Make sure to use subscribe the YouTube channel. So I'm not earning nothing from YouTube. The reason is at sometimes I uh, put important videos, mostly at the end of the year or in the beginning of the year. I post some videos to YouTube, so those are pretty important stuff. That's it. So you can gain the benefit through that. That's 100% free. So that's it. So content management. So what is content management? So in a website, there are few contents. There are few content. What is content? First of all, what is the meaning of word content? Content means data. Data. Content is data. So a data in a website should be what? Managed. It should be managed in a proper way. If not, what will happen? If you didn't manage the data, it will be hard for the user to what? It will be hard for the user to what? Understand. It will be hard for the user to interact with it. It will be harder. So a website should be what? A content managed website should be easy to use. A website should be easy to use. Can find the information user needs fast. The user should be able to grab the information he needs faster. That's a good content managed website. So next, it should be able to attract users. Next, easy to update, and it has room to add new features later. So these are the what? These are the best outputs you gain through a good, well content managed website. So these are the benefits. So later, so after giving you the break, I'll show you an example for a well managed. So that's I can't remember the website name. Just give me a minute. I'll show that to you. Just give me a minute. The name of that was just 1 minute. Oh, it was like uh, I guess this is the website. I'm not sure. Most probably this must be the website. So if you go through this website, you will understand what is a well-designed what HTML website is. So can I create one alone like this? No, never. I can't create one alone. So this is a website. So I usually go through tech stuff. Uh, so I seen this website. So I've gone through this website. So I'll show this to you as well. So give it slowly, right? So we'll give it low system resource map. What do you call it? Right. So there are lots of application open there. That must be this. Wait. So I'll close it. So until this loads, so it will load, right? After it loads, we can watch that. So until that, you can write down what I have explained to you. So it will take some time to load, I guess, because it's a huge website. That's why it's taking time. This is a huge website. I'll show you why. So write this part under content management. Just write this part. So these parts are for you to remind what a good maintained content maintained website is. Okay. So they are not going to ask this in your exam. Okay. So keep that in your mind. So write this down fast. If you finish writing down, so you can raise your hands up. So then it's on. So we can move on to the next. So okay. So I guess you have finished. So we'll continue. So this is the next part. So there are you can raise down your hands. There are various methods we can use to manage the website. There are various methods. So now what we learned was the benefits of a well-maintained method, a website. So there are various methods to do that. So just write this down. Methods used to organize. There are various methods used to organize web content. So put down this topic and write down the below parts. These are basic parts. So this you may get a MCQ question, maximum one. So this is not compulsory to be tested. These are some general stuff. So we don't need to miss, right? So what I, in my experience, says it is easy to get 95 plus for O level ICT. So for me, if you study like that, so if you study properly, it's easy for you as well. So, however, so first of all, write this. There are various methods. So, first method is classification based on sitemap. So, what is a sitemap? I'll show. This is a sitemap. So, can you see the image below? So, if there's a website like this, so there I have seen websites, lots of websites using sitemaps. So, it is easy. So most of the government websites have sitemaps. Why? Because, for example, I'll show you. So instead of the home page here, what they have is what do you have is the education. So ministry, not LK. So this is not an official website. I just told you. So if it is the website of the educational ministry, so it will be like this. The first one will be OL. The other part will be AL. So under OL, AL, next will be we'll have the scholarship. So next we'll have under sports, you will have these pretty stuff. And like that, likewise, if it is organized like this, it is easy for us to now if we want O levels, we can just click this, we can go through this. If we want A levels, it's easy. But if it is not organized like this, there are some websites. Even I have faced most of the websites related to that library. So you ever read a book through the internet? No, I guess no. Most people don't. So if you go to read books through the internet, it's difficult. Why? Most of the websites are not that well organized. So I have noted that. So one of the easiest way to organize that answer. So just think if it is a library, so it will be like library. It's like a library, it's not library. So it will first will be fiction, horror, so romantic movies, adventure. So likewise biographies. So under biography, it will be like biographies of who. of lots of people. So if it is classified like that, it is easy for you to access. So that's what they try to explain through this. So based classification based on sitemap is a easy way to classify. So that's one method. So the next is displaying the summary of the entire content of the website in the home page itself. In the home page itself, you get the summary of the website. An example for this is YouTube. Can you see? This is the home page of YouTube. So this is not the home page. Now I'll open YouTube. So I'll go here, I'll open YouTube. So in the home page itself, you get the summary of everything. So this is the home page of YouTube. What is the summary? You get the home here. You get shorts, subscriptions, your account, your history. I haven't signed in yet. So what is trending? What's trend? Music, games, sports. More from YouTube, YouTube Premium, YouTube Music, YouTube Kids. So settings, report history, help, feedbacks. So everything is in the home page itself. So it is an example of what? What? Organized web content. This is an example of organized web content that is displaying the summary of the entire content of the website in the home page. So if you want, just under examples, write down what? YouTube. So in the top one, if you want an example, just write down most of the government websites are like. Next is presenting information in brief. For example, I'll open the YouTube itself. So instead of YouTube Premium, if they include endless YouTube watch hours, exclusive content, will it be clear? No. Within the word premium, we know that we are not going to get ads. We know the fact that we get exclusive content. We know the benefits we are going to get. You can watch, listen or music after without your phone turned on. If you get out of the app also, the audio will play. So those are the benefits you get through YouTube Premium. So if you have YouTube Premium, you know. So those are the benefits. So that's in brief. They have given you just YouTube Premium. Within that, you know, these are the benefits you get. So that is also well organized. So next is use of numbered lists, bullets and lists. What do they try to explain? So we'll take one example. Just YouTube is enough. So under more from YouTube, they have these parts. So under explore, they have these parts. So under you, so this is regarding your. So they have used lines to separate them. And here they have used home, shorts, and subscription. Likewise, that is separated. That is also easy for us. Not only YouTube, most of the websites are like that. So providing the facility for user to navigate the website easily. So one of the main websites I've seen like this is what? Apple. So if you have gone to the Apple website, so this is www.apple.com. So this website is easy to navigate. Why do I say like that? You'll see. So this is a well-designed example of a good, maintained and well-designed website. So look at the website. So how is it? So look at the website. It feels premium, right? And it is easy for access, isn't it? Isn't it easy? See how the website is. So that's it. So this is a well-designed website. If I want to buy 16 Pro Max, just go buy. That's it. So, but I have no money. So that's the problem. So here see, under 16 Pro Max. So they give you lots of varieties. Yeah, I got a message. Bit speed. Ah, okay. I'll go a bit slower, I guess. I should go a bit faster. Okay. Okay. So this is so under this you can select what is the storage you need 1 TB, 256, 512 or that kind of stuff. So that is also what we call as providing a what facility to navigate easily. And next is updating the website frequently. So under them, shall we write down? So first of all, I guess you wrote this part, classification based on sitemap. So now write these three, write these four. So only what I have highlighted. Okay, you can write. So raise your hands if you finish. Yeah? So raise your hands if you finish. So the last one is updating. Like that as well. Updating is the last one. So we'll go for a break and we'll start with HTML. So raise your hands if you finish. So if you have any question, you can ask me. Yeah? If you have any doubts or something, you can ask. So I guess that's enough time. So make it faster. Just write this down. So, okay. So while writing, just listen. If you feel, yeah, two of them have finished. So around three have finished. I'll wait until one more finishes. So yeah, I guess you have finished. So that's it. So I'll show you a website. I'll show you. You can raise down your hands. So this is the website I said you. This is the website. So Igloo INC. So this is a bit lagging. I don't know why. Maybe my internet connection is low because I'm sharing this online. So if you open your phone, if you go to the browser and if you search this also, you'll get the same website. This is the website. We have a background music as well. So this is an example for a well-designed website. Why did I say like that? So if you go scroll this website, there's something uh, great that's going to happen. So I'm not going to show this to you. Open your mobile phone and you can search for Igloo INC. So now we'll have a short break and we'll start with HTML. So it's a bit lagging. I don't know why. So yeah, that's why low system resources may affect the quality. So you can have a break. So if you have time, just watch this website as well. So this is the website. So I don't know why it's lagging. It's lagging. So if you take the mouse closer, it will expand. That's how they are made there. But through your hand, you can do some stuff. That's something special with this. So if I take my cursor to that side, it will zoom from that side. So those are the name of the website is igloo.inc. Can you see when I take the mouse closer, that part expands. So likewise, so there are more there are more stuff. So you go search and watch. However, so I'll close that. Igloo.inc. You can search that up. So we'll have a break and come back fast within just 3 minutes. So drink some water, come back. So that's it. Okay, so let's get back to work. So before starting, just make sure everyone can see me and hear me. Please raise your hands. Yeah, everyone raise your hands if you can see me and hear me. Okay, right, fine. So now we are now coming back to the most important part, the interesting part of the lesson. I can call this the interesting part. Whatever we did was basic theory, that was boring. So now we are going to learn something new. We are going to learn something new, and this is going to be what? An interesting part. Why do I call this an interesting part? What we are going to learn is like coding. So, people who like IT, they prefer coding. However, this is what we are going to learn. So, at aside, it will be like hard to do whatever I have done here. So, this was 100% made by me myself. So, this is like if you look at this at one side, it looks like hard, right? But what we are going to do now is so just raise your hands if you have another device. Yeah, having to do HTML with you. If you have a device, just raise your hands. So it's not necessary to have a device. So if you have, just raise your hands. How many hands? Three. Is that all? Okay, fine. So if you have this, okay, you can put your hands down around 3 to 5 hands, I guess. So if you have a device, so this is the application I use, Sublime Text. So instead of this, what we are going to use is what? Notepad. We are going to use Notepad. So what I am going to use is Sublime. So same, everything is same. So I'll tell you what's the difference. So we'll go to a new file. So if you open something, so this is the same interface you get it what in Notepad. So let's see what is a code. So how we start HTML. First of all, most students misunderstand HTML as a what? Coding language. So HTML is not a coding language. It is a what? Markup language. So let's see what HTML is. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. That is stated there itself. It is a markup language. So what is the difference between coding and markup? So if it is a coding language, there should be a logic. There should be logic. There should be what? Programming. So programming means using for example, Python, that words you use are, we call them keywords. They are not related to English. So the alphabet is English, but that's not English. So what here in the markup languages, there's no logic, there's no programming, and it's just a skeletal structure of the design. What we do is designing. That's what we do with HTML. This is not a coding language. Keep that in mind. So they are not going to ask you in your exam, but for your knowledge, just keep that in your mind that HTML is not a coding language. So first of all, write down the topic HTML, and HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is a markup language used to create web pages and applications that can be displayed on the internet. So why do we use HTML? To create web pages and application to be displayed on the internet. HTML is a straightforward computer coding language. So here don't confuse, as they mention it as a computer coding language. This is not a coding language, it's a markup language. So HTML is a straightforward computer coding language. So not a computer coding language. So you can emit this. This is a coding. It's similar to coding, but using the term markup, what you explain is it is used to only program the design. We only code the design. It is coding, that's sure. But the difference between coding and markup is there is no programming in markup language. We don't do a programming. So it is a coding language, but we don't do some logical stuff. If you take Python, so there are variable, so there are constants, there are so and so lots of stuff. So that's what we call in Java also it's the same. But here there's nothing like that. We have only basic stuff. Okay. So that point is not that necessary. It is used to web design using page. It is used to design web pages using a markup language. It is used to design web pages using a markup language. HTML is a combination of hypertext and markup language. Hypertext defines the link between web pages. What is hypertext? Hypertext means the link you use to connect pages is what we call as hypertext. So just write down what I have highlighted and write down this part. So did you understand what HTML is? So if you understood, drop me a message. You stand. So this is how I use. So U is for understand. Understood. So if you did not understand, you have to put a N. N for no. So that's something basic that I use in my theory classes. Okay, right? Fine. Understood. So if you finish writing down, raise your hand. So we'll go to real coding of HTML. So what we do is coding. That's true. But we use is not a coding language. So not that. HTML is not a programming language. So for example, so in your exam, they ask you for programming language. Maybe in a term test, they ask. So in a, maybe in your O levels, you get a MCQ. So you get questions like what? Java, C, C++, C Sharp. So those are programming languages. But is HTML a programming language? No, that's not a programming language. Keep that in your head. So I guess one student have finished. So others also write it down fast and make sure to raise your hand. I guess two have finished. Three, four, five. You can put on your hands. So we'll come to the real world. This is programming. So the people who said, the students who said me that they have a computer, open notepad. So I'm going to keep my touchpad away. So now I'm going to use the keyboard for coding. So what I use a laptop. So I'm going to get the laptop closed. So okay, fine. So what are we going to do here? We are going to learn something new. So do you raise your hands if you already have done HTML? Raise your hands if you have already if you know HTML. Yeah, one, two of them knows. Okay. Okay, fine. So you can put down your hands. So others have no idea. So we'll start from the pretty basic stuff. Okay, first of all, I'll zoom it. Then it's better. Where do I get permission to zoom? First of all, give me a second. I need to connect the key. Okay, fine. So what are we going to do first is, so okay. You can do. So there was option to do. Okay, fine. Okay. So HTML, that's what we are going to learn. So first thing is HTML is not case sensitive. What is case sensitive? HTML is equal to what? HTML. So whether it is in capital or simple, it doesn't matter. This is equal to HTML as well. So it doesn't matter. But as a formality, so as a formality, everything here is equal. It's not case sensitive. There's no issue with what? Capital or simple. But programming languages are case sensitive. In Python, if you didn't use a P capital, everything's gone. You get errors. So, but here, it's not case sensitive. But as a formality, as what? A formality, what we use is only simple HTML. That's easy, right? Why go with capital letters when we have simple? So that's it. So there's few more things to learn regarding HTML. HTML, there's a structure. There's a structure of HTML. So before that, before you start anything to write in HTML, if you start in a notepad, first thing you have to go is you go to file and you save as this in the place where you want. So I'll save as it where. So I'll save it as what? You are the 2025 batch, right? 2025 website. So this is my name. So I'm going to save this as what? Website. I'm going to just save this as it is. And there are two ways to save this. So this is the first way I saved it. Okay. So, but as a formality, so I saved this as 2025 website. But there's a thing that you have to note in your mind. So in a real life HTML page, the name they use to inform that this is the main page. The home page is index. So the first page will be named as index. So for that reason, I'll change the name to what? Index. So we'll change the name to what? Index. So we instead of saving it like that, so we'll save it as index. I'll change the location. Okay. Index. I'll save it as index. Okay. So now the name changed to index. Can you see in the top also it is called? So it's saved in C users admin and it's saved there. So let's refresh and see. Can you see something called index here? Can you see? So this is the code name. So as I'm using Sublime, I have a benefit. So if I type HTML in simple and if I enter tab, if I hit the tab, so it will give me what the structure of HTML. So I'll show you if you want. Here, can you see? This is how I get the structure. So this is already I have saved one in index. So if I write something like HTML and if I click the tab, can you see I got the whole structure of HTML? Can you see? This is the structure. So these are benefits only in Sublime. So if you are using Notepad, just type this whole thing up. This is the first step of learning HTML. So I'll tell you what this is step by step. First of all, what is in the first line, what is in the second line, I'll tell you all the stuff. So before learning HTML, there are basic stuff you have to learn. So there are some basic stuff. So we'll learn it. Step by step, we'll go. So we'll divide it. So we'll take this and we'll copy this and paste it. We'll paste this here. So instead of doing that there, so we'll save this. So if you have a HTML, so the I gave time for you to write with me. So don't forget this. So I'll tell you everything little by little. You can't study everything at once, right? So there are two ways you have to save. So first you saved it as just go save as and you just saved it in the name. Next part is at the same name you have to what? Put the extension .html. In the same way, you have to put an extension called what? .html. See what happens. So I'm going to the this. So this is what you got. So this is index. This is what we save. This is the code. And this is the website. The one I saved in .html is it became a from HTML document. Now if I open that, what you see is, can you see here? The topic is HTML index.html. So as same as ICT made easy, it is saved as index.html. So that's the name I've given to it. So now what I am going to do next is I am going to keep this aside and keep my code aside. So this is my code, right? I'm going to enter something in it. So I'll just enter some text and I am going to reload. Did you see that? I entered some text. And I used CTRL-S, file, save, same thing. Can you see here, CTRL-S is mentioned. CTRL-S, I use the keyboard shortcut. And now after saving that, I come here and reload the website. Can you see the text change? Yeah, that is how HTML works. So I have few more things to teach you. I'll teach that you and come back here. So I'll use the whiteboard for that purpose. Okay, I'll use the whiteboard. So let's use the whiteboard. Okay, so give me a minute. Give me 1 minute. So, okay, fine. So we'll move. Okay, HTML. That's what we are going to learn. HTML. So there are a few things to learn. One is HTML. So that is not case sensitive. This is something to know. The next one is, if you have in HTML, there are something called open tag and close tag. This is what we call an open tag. And this is what we call an close tag. So that this is a slash. We call this a what? Close tag. So these are basic things. We'll go slowly, then only you can catch up. Okay. So if you go slowly, so these are new things, right? So we'll go slowly, and at the same time, we'll try to understand. These are basic stuff. Don't make this complex. Huh? One is open tag, one is closed tag. So there are in HTML, there are three main things. In HTML, there are three main things. We call them. So that's in the Qt itself. So we'll go to the Qt and see. Okay. So there are three main things, three main concepts. So without these concepts, can you do coding? No, you can't do at all. So they are called as what? Elements, tags, and attributes. What are they? Elements, tags, and attributes. So under HTML, there are three main things: elements, tags, attributes. So here, the most important ones are the elements and the tags. So the tags are, this is what I call you an open tag. So does every open tag has a closed tag? No, not every open tag has a closed tag. Around 90% of open tags has a closed tag. I'll tell you when there's no, you'll understand why there are no closed tags for some open tags. You'll understand that. So there are 100 plus tags. So we'll learn them one by one. Before learning that, first of all, what we have to learn is what are tags, what are elements, what are tags, and what are attributes. Without that, you can't further proceed with HTML. So shall we learn them? So before learning, just write down this part. So today we are learning HTML. So keep that in your head. So this is real HTML. This is real coding. So keep that in your head and start writing. So if you finish writing, raise your hands. Huh? So this is a small part to write. First of all, what you need is that interest and the focus in this lesson. If you have the interest, ultimately this lesson will be easy for you. If you have that eagerness to learn, then that's fine. That's enough. So this is a very important lesson. You get 10 marks. So if you stay joined throughout the workshop, I can make sure you get the 10 marks in your level. So this is my open challenge. If you don't get that 10 marks, if you don't get around 9 or 10 without a careless mistake, just don't come to my class, theory class. So if you understand, if you don't get 8 plus out of the essay question, don't come to the class. This is basic, pretty basic. If you learn properly, this will be easy. The reason I told you uh, to have the computer with you is, if you do it for your own, you learn new things. You learn it for yourself, you learn better. So that's it. So I guess you have finished writing, right? Raise your hands if you have finished. Soon. There's nothing much to write. Okay, fine. Put your hands down. So we'll move. What are HTML elements? Okay, so elements, tags, and attributes. So let's go like this. Let's do it like this. So we'll go one by one. HTML elements. So put down the heading HTML elements. It is a main structural unit of a web page. HTML tags are used to define HTML elements, and attributes provide additional information for these elements. So there are HTML elements. Tags are used to define HTML elements. There are elements. Tags are used to define them. And attributes provide additional information about the elements. So that's something basic. So maybe you didn't understand this 100%. Just keep that in your mind. Write this down. Just don't write that. We'll go to the next part and we'll learn the whole thing and we'll write that. Next is HTML tags. So if you understand both of those concepts only, you will understand what an element is. HTML tags are used to structure website content. For example, under tags, you have text, hyperlinks. What is hyperlinks? It's a link, images, media, etc. Everything comes under what? HTML tags. Tags are not displayed in the browser. They are instructions. So what is that? Tags are not displayed in the browsers. So for example, I'm going to show you the code that I wrote. Can you see the code? So this is the code and this is the website. So what I wrote is, right? Yeah, it's not saved. Yeah, if I reload, it will be not there. So if I save this and if I reload, it will be not there. Wait, give me a second. Wait. If I reload, it will not be there. Yeah, correct. So we'll type something here. So for example, we'll put the title as what? We put the title as my first website. My first website. So that's your first website. Okay, I'm going to save this CTRLS. I'm going to reload. So did you see any change? Who noticed the change? Who noticed a change? Tell me who noticed a change. What was the change? Yeah, okay. Tell me then what's the change? Yeah, correct. The title, can you see the title here? My first website. Can you see here? My first website. The title changed. That's what we changed now. So what we changed now is only the title. So within the head, the element we have is called the title. So I'll tell you what head body is. So next under body, I'm going to type I am. So we'll go like uh, we'll go like with my class name ICT made easy. So this is my class name. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to reload this. Sorry. I'm going to save this. I'm going to reload this. It is the ICT made easy here. But the thing I want you to note is doc type HTML showed in the website? Is HTML showed? Is the title showed? Is the head showed? Is the body showed? Is anything showed in the website, in the web page? No. Why? Because these are tags. HTML. Can you see this opening and closing thing? HTML has been opened, HTML has been closed. Body has been opened, body has been closed. Head has been opened, head has been closed. Title has been opened, title has been closed. Now you may ask a question, okay, why isn't this doc type HTML open or close? It didn't open or close. That's why I said you, every HTML tag does not need to what? Open. Does not need a close. So these are examples for tag. Tags are not visible in the website. Did you understand? If you understand everything until I said you now, just drop me a message you. I need response from every one of you. Drop me a message you if you understood whatever I told you until now. If not, drop me a message N. I got 2, 3 responses. Others also soon. Explain elements again, please. The reason you didn't understand elements is elements comes under tags and elements is a combination of tags and attributes. First of all, let me explain tags and attributes. Even I didn't explain what element is, then you don't get it. Let me explain tags and attributes, then you will understand elements. Okay, I guess others you understood what tags are. So under tags there are more. They are only instructions. Browser how to show the content of the web page. It is tags are only instructions telling the browser how to show how to express in the website, but never ever a tag is what a tag is never showed in the web page. There are over hundreds of tags in HTML. Tags HTML tags are written in angle brackets. Example, this is a tag. Most of the HTML tags comes in pair. I said you most of them comes in pair. Around 80% comes in pair. Like paragraph tag. P is for paragraph tag. So this is an example. So you'll understand them while doing them. Huh? The first tag in the pair called the start opening tag. The first tag, the first P here, can you see the first P? This is called the opening tag, and the second tag is called the ending tag. With the slash is the ending tag. The information is written between the close tag. So written between close tag. So whatever you want is written between the open and close tag. Now I'll explain whatever I read you now. So can you see the title open tag? This is the open title tag. This is the closed title tag. So similarly, this is the open body tag. This is the closed body tag. So within that tags only we write whatever we want to show. So can you see ICT made easy is written in between the body tags? Can you see? There are open body tag and the closed body tag. ICT made is written in between them. Okay. So next part. So however, there are unpaired or empty tags which only have opening tag. For example, IMG tag. So this tag has an opening tag only. It is called an empty tag. Empty tag means it has only an open tag. For example, I'll show you another empty tag. For example, now I'll type. So I'll copy this ICT made easy. I'll copy this. So and I'll paste it several times. So I pasted them. Okay. Now I saved it. So and I'm going to reload. So can you see ICT made easy is in a straight line, but I gave it what? I skipped the lines and wrote it, but it's in a straight line. How can I skip the line? Isn't there any way? So the way is the BR tag. That's the tag. So now I want to skip a line. That's what I want, right? I'm going to save this. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to reload. So the first ICT made easy is skip. So was there a closing tag? Was there a closing tag? No. Was there a need for a closing tag? Do we need a closing tag? No, right? Why? The thing I wanted was to skip the line. Do I need a closing tag to skip a line? No. Just try. Did you understand? We no need a closing tag, right? Similarly, there's one more tag with no closing tag that we call it the HR. That's another tag. So I'll save this and reload. Can you see? Under the second ICT made easy, you got a line. You got a line, right? Can you see a line going through the website? So that is given through this HR. To write a line, do I need a closing tag and opening tag? No, because there's nothing between the line. You need a open and close tag if there's something between that. Because there's nothing between the open and close tag, you no need a open and close tag. You need just a single line. To give a break, you need a one line. If you need to put a line, you need only a opening tag, or we call it an empty tag. Did you understand? Did you understand or not? So I want you to drop me a message if you understood what tags are completely. I'll explain elements later, okay? So I sent it to you already. Okay, right? Fine. I guess you understood. So next part. Okay, fine. So other part. Now we are coming to the next part. So before coming to the next part, okay, you didn't write that. Now HTML attributes. So what are attributes? So we'll look at attributes now. So HTML attributes. HTML attributes are added to an HTML element to provide additional information about it. Now, if you want to customize an HTML element, you want to give it the attribute to provide additional information like an adverb. So, for example, I'll tell flower. So, think that this is the element. This is the element. Sorry. Yeah, element. Okay, we'll give it this name. This the element. So the tag. So this is the element. So what is the attribute we are going to give it? We are going to tell it that it's a beautiful. So similarly, the same thing here, but in real life, what we use as a element and tag attribute is different. If you take font as a what? As a element. Font is the element now. And font is the element. So the font is the element. Font is the element. So what is the attribute? Size. Size of the font is a attribute. Next, color. So next, style. So style, we don't call it style, we call it face, font face. So likewise, these are the attributes. Did you understand? So you'll understand clearly. I'll show while reading the next part. For example, if you define an image with this tag and you use src height with attributes to provide information about the, so that's not that clear. So you write down that part. That's something deep. So I'll explain it to you. So if you look at this, it will be clear. So look at this. So this is the element. Font is the element. So this is the attribute. Face is attribute. Color is attribute. So these are values. Scolapota is a font style. So color is blue. So what is a tag? Tag is a whole thing. This whole thing is a tag. Who understood it? Who understood? The whole thing is the tag. This is what we call a element. Do you understand what we call a element? And this is what we call attributes. So did you understand it or not? Before writing, tell me, did you understand it or not? So if you didn't, I can explain it once more because I explained only a little bit. Okay. So I got response from one student, others also. Especially I want the response from the student who said, explain element again, please. So others also, just drop me a message whether you understood elements, attributes, and what? Tags. So these are the three basic concepts. If you are good with them, you can do HTML. So not only two, I want more responses. I'm waiting. Okay, others also soon. Just drop me a message. Okay, fine. So around 5% understood. That means mostly everyone must be clear with it. So okay. So I'll show you for the last time. The word called font is the element. Okay. Face and color are attributes. The whole thing here is the opening tag. The thing here is the closing tag. These are theory. Do you need to know the theory? No need. If you are learning HTML, you no need to know the theory. This theory, if you can apply this practically, that is enough. So you no need to memorize them. Like what? Parrots. So that's it. So, this part is important. So okay. So write down this part and we'll start soon. So after writing, what we have to do is to start working on HTML. So after that, we have only one more part called the what? The structure. So if we finish the structure, then others are simple. So after writing, so tomorrow next, just write it down fast. Next day, we have to do the main picture of HTML. So while doing that, I just want to share you the importance of what you are studying now. Importance of O level, not HTML. Importance of O levels. So you study it. So you study. Most of them take it as a main picture and study. So listen while writing. So others doesn't care that much about them. Don't give a big idea. So they don't have much interest in their studies. They have extracurricular work, especially busy with unnecessary stuff. So what I have to say is, so I also wrote O levels. I'm doing A levels now. So O levels, until you do it, you will feel like, why am I doing this? So I have, so you will feel that hatred. So you study for 11 years to just sit an exam. So the last, especially grade 10 is okay. When you come to grade 11, you will feel that you fed up. However, in the last 6 months, you feel like, why am I studying this whole shit? And you'll feel like that. So, however, if you get a good result, that day, the result day, every single effort that you put will be what? Worth it. So you'll, because, for example, I'll tell you. So just think of me. So I'm not uh, telling this, not just me. There are many people who have got better results than me as well. So I got 7 A's and 2 B's. So in my O levels. So that's a good result. It's a very good result. That's so I got B's for language. So I got straight A's for maths, science, history, Sinhala I got a B, literature I got a B. So other subjects I got A's. So I selected the hardest subjects, IT, literature, and business studies. So those are the three hardest subjects. However, I managed to get A's in two of them. So in IT, I don't study that much as well. I get more than 95 plus. I get 98 in the O-level papers, 98, 99. However, now you feel like, why should I study this? Why should I focus on this? There's nothing much. So you'll feel easy. If you do the work that's necessary. So I don't like to give speeches like island rankers, do the work, do today's work today. So I don't want to give that shit speeches. So what I want you to say is, so you have 3 terms, right? You have 3 terms. So this is how I want you to study. You have 3 term tests. So in the third term test, which is the final term test you are having for grade level, don't copy in that exam. So first two, it's okay. Just try to copy, get good marks, make your parents more happy. So that's fine. So the third term test, the final exam you sit before your O levels, don't copy in that. So that's going to decide what your result is going to be. That's that's not going to be the result. If you see my third term results, you will be shocked. So I didn't have even 5 A's in my school exam paper because your O-level paper is easy than your school paper. So, however, I'm a good student. So I was the head prefect in my school. So there are students from my school as well in my classes, in my theory classes. So because they know how good I am. So I've done every single extracurricular activity in my school. I am proud to say that. Even now I'm going to St. Peter's. I went to Sussex. That was an international school. Now I'm going to a government school. So I got this school because of my what? O-level result. So when I get there, so you will see that uh, if you are going to a new school, most of the students stay in the same school, but most of you guys change schools right after O-levels. So when you change schools, the first thing they ask is, even in your school application, they ask is your result. So if you just for a school for me, I'm going to one of the leading schools in Colombo. Not in Colombo, the leading school in what? Sri Lanka. So you know Royal College Colombo, right? That's the school number one school in Colombo. Royal College is the number one school in Sri Lanka. One of the most welcome school, Royal College Colombo. So this school is one of the most this is the best school in Sri Lanka. Just as if like that. Royal College is one of the best. So second comes like Anand, the third is like St. Peter. Third best school is like St. Peter's. So that's my school. Now, so Royal College is one of the best schools. So I got this school, but I rejected it because I can't do the stream. With ICT, I can't do the subject. I got this school as well. I got all of the schools that I applied. I applied to 8 schools. You can apply up to 10 schools. I applied to 8 schools. 8 schools accepted me. So I went interviews for 3. I got selected in 3 of them. From 8 of them, I got selected in 8. 8 of them called me for interviews. So there were students in my same class, even now in St. Peter's. So for 2 years of studies, they have paid lakhs to what? To get the school. So I went without a single penny donation. So what is the difference? So what is the value? What is the value? More than 5 lakhs. Huh? So this is a true incident from my life experience. I say that is the value that they are ready to give you for what? Your O-level result. That is the true value of your O-level result. So I am a twin. So I have a twin as well. So he doesn't do classes. We so both of them got the same school, same class. Both of have nearly same results. So that's the thing. That's the thing I have to say. So have you finished writing now? So I guess you understood what I say. That's the value of your result. So everyone raise your hands if you have finished. Just one has finished. So others was listening to my speech. You were listening to my ceremony like I am not. Uh, just one has finished. Huh? So others were just listening. I told you to write as well. If I, so I must be like the background music, not the theme song. You must write at the same time. Just listen to me like the background music that's disturbing you. Maybe like that. Yeah, three of them has finished. So others also try to make it fast. Moreover, so now we are grade 11, right? If you are doing provincial papers in my O levels, so not for ICT, I didn't do for ICT because it is not only for ICT. In whatever subject you are going to do the provincial paper. So I did for maths and Sinhala, those subjects I did provincial papers. So if you have an idea to do provincial papers, so make sure to do what province, Western province paper or the Northwestern province paper. I mean, the papers that's given to Colombo, Gampaha, and Kurunegala. Those are the hardest papers you can get. So the hardest papers can give you the better result. So Colombo, Gampaha, and Kurunegala. Those are the hardest papers. So Western province and Northwestern province. So if you are doing college papers, make sure to do Colombo college papers. Especially Royal College paper is good. Or you can go with yeah, Royal. You don't get college papers, right? So you get provincial papers. Do the Western and Northwestern province papers. So don't do other provincial papers. That's useless. So if you have time to do provincial papers, better do them. So this is enough time. I'll erase this. So we'll go to the next part. Just write this thing. HTML attributes. After writing this thing, just draw this thing. Draw this whole thing. Student has asked a question that how do I write clearly on the screen? So this is the thing. I purchased it. This is expensive. So you get a pen and a touchpad. This is the pen. So you no need this kind of stuff. So you get a pen, you get a touchpad, you can write on that. That will be displayed on the screen. So, so that's called a graphic tablet, not the touch. So I call it the touchpad. It's the graphic tablet. So however, one has finished. So others also make it fast. So one more thing. So while telling you this, so HTML is one of the most commercially used websites, used thing. Huh? So this is not just learning, this is a skill. Okay. So if you master this, there are people who can pay you in lot to hire you to do work with HTML. So if you master this, not just doing this basic stuff. So if you continue your studies with web designing, you have a good stream. That's a good stream to continue. So ICT is one of the most important subjects. Huh? Most of your teachers don't accept that. So I know that fact as well. But according to me, within the 9 subjects you learn, the most important subject is ICT. Next is what? Mathematics. Next is science. And the fourth one is business studies. If you are doing business studies or accounting, so that's those are the important subjects. So others are just uh, studic subjects are just to improve your literacy. So others are not that important. History, so that's not important. That's not even. Uh, that's nothing. So history is important, but at the same time, it's useless. Learning the past is useless, right? However, there's a worth as well. So if you finish, you can raise your hands. Huh? So if you have an idea to continue uh, ICT, with ICT, you have lots of job opportunities. So that's a good field. So if you have interest in that, you can continue straightforward in that as well. So moreover, today, so it's 9. So these are 2 hour workshop. So we are going to, if you finish writing down, just don't leave the classes. Huh? If you finish writing down, where you can raise your hands. So raise your hands if you finish. Okay. So, okay, while if you have finished writing, just drop me a message. Did you understand whatever I taught you until now? So, to next workshop, please don't miss that. That is the most important one. That is what we are going to learn the whole theory part. If you can do the sorry, not the theory, practical. If you can do the practical, that means you are going to get full marks. So make sure not to miss the next class. The next class is the important one. So now we have covered the whole base. Now it's like we have covered the surrounding. Now only remaining part is the core. We can cover up the core next day. So next day I'll make sure that you understand everything clearly. So next day I'll explain tags, elements, and attributes once again. I don't explain this deeply. I'll just explain uh, I'll come up with a summary. Okay, so next day, what we have is the structure. We are going to start with the structure of HTML, and then we are going to continue our work. So before that, before ending this class, I want to know whether my class was interesting, and I need to know, yeah, what idea about the class. So, and moreover, I need to know whether you are going to willing to continue with me for your grade 11 till your O levels, or whether you are going to get that A pass. That's my so in my grade 10. So last year batch we had lots of A's. In my grade 10, what I say is uh, really it was so clear to me. I was troubling with HTML. Now I'm clear. So interesting. Yes, I will be continuing. So if you are having an idea to continue, okay, just drop a message to this number. So this is admin number. So save this number. Just drop a message. So this is the number. So if you drop a message to this number, so you'll get the response within 2 hours. Within 2 hours, you'll get a response. And if you are willing to join, just drop a message that you are willing to join. So we'll give you a Google form to fill a student information form. So next, can you share an easy way to memorize the theory part? Next day, I'll make sure to do that. I won't forget. Share an easy way to memorize the theory parts, right? So the thing is, in HTML, there's nothing to memorize. That's the true point. That's the true point. The next day, if you come to the class, you'll understand that. Because if you wait, watch the recordings, or if you come to join the live classes, there's 2 more sessions. If you stay connected to that 2 more sessions, you'll understand it is useless memorizing HTML. There's nothing use in memorizing, because we'll do the past papers in the last class. The last hour will be past papers. If you stay connected the whole time, I can make sure that you get what 13 out of 13 of all the past papers that we do. So that's it. So others also can just send me ideas. So there was a student earlier that sent me that he or she want to join. So your explanation was crystal clear and really interesting, and I want to continue. Yeah. If you want to continue, just drop the message to that number I already sent you. So after the first 3 workshop, from January onwards, our classes will continue. So within 8 to 9 months, I'll cover up the syllabus. For 3 months, we are going to do straight papers. One thing I can assure is you can get an A. That's sure if you just continue till your O levels. That thing is sure. So if you do your work properly, so except for class time, I never give you work. I've never given homework for students. So that's not a plus point. So you can, if you, it's better to do homework, but there's nothing to do as homework, because class time is more than enough for me. Within 2 hours, can you, today while discussing the paper structure and paper allocation for around 40 minutes, within 1 hour, 20 minutes, we have done a huge part. Within 3 days, if I can cover up HTML, I can cover up the whole syllabus within 8 months for sure. because you have just how many lessons? 6 lessons. That's it you have. But the first lesson is a huge lesson that will take around 2 months. However, so that's it, I guess. So thank you for joining. Make sure to join the last class as well. So just that's what I can say. So uh, thank you for joining. So you can leave the session now. If you have any questions, you can ask me, or else you can leave the session. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Yeah? Thanks a lot. Thank you for joining as well. So others, if you have a question, you can ask me. So you can, if you want, you can unmute yourselves by given that option. Yeah, you can unmute yourselves if you want. You can ask me questions if you have, or else you can leave the session if everything is clear. Welcome.